Okay, let's jump right in. If you've been anywhere near the software world lately, you've probably heard a ton of buzzwords thrown around. Kubernetes, cloud native, service mesh. We're going to cut through all that noise today and break down what's really going on. See, there's been a massive shift in how we build and run apps, and that shift created a whole new kind of problem that needed a really smart solution.
So here's the deal. To make our apps faster and more reliable, we stopped building them as one giant block of code. Instead, we started breaking them into hundreds of tiny, separate pieces called microservices. It's a fantastic idea in theory, but it creates a brand new headache. All of a sudden, you don't have one big thing to manage. You've got this swarm of little things that all need to talk to each other all the time.
And yeah, this picture pretty much sums it up. It is absolute chaos. Think of an old-school telephone switchboard, but like 1,000 times bigger. Or imagine a citywide traffic jam where every single car has to constantly coordinate its route with every other car on the road. How on earth do you manage all of that communication and make it secure and reliable without totally losing your mind?
To really get a handle on this traffic problem, we first need to understand the world it lives in. So let's do a quick boot camp and meet the key players that set the stage for everything else.
First up, you have to know about the pod. You can think of a pod as the basic atom of a modern cloud application. Now, it's not the app container itself, but it's a little bundle of one or more containers that always live and work together. This is the fundamental building block. It's where your code actually runs.
And then we've got Kubernetes, which is, the superstar of this whole cloud-native show. If a pod is the atom, then Kubernetes is basically the operating system for the entire cloud. It's this incredibly powerful orchestrator that tells all those pods where to run, how many of them there should be, and it even automatically fixes them if they break. It's the magic framework that makes all of this possible.
So who makes sure all this amazing technology stays open and accessible for everybody? Well, that would be the CNCF, the Cloud Native Computing Foundation. They're the nonprofit foundation that acts as a neutral home for huge projects like Kubernetes, making sure no single company controls them. This allows the whole community to build on them and benefit.
All right, so now we know the building blocks, and we definitely understand that crazy traffic problem. So what's the fix? Well, it's time to introduce the elegant solution to all this chaos: the service mesh.
So, what is a service mesh, really? Well, it's basically a dedicated layer of infrastructure that sits right alongside your applications. Think of it like a specialized, high-tech air traffic control system just for your microservices. Its only job is to manage all the communication flying back and forth, which takes a huge, complex burden off of your app developers.
And this slide, it just lays it all out, right? The contrast is so clear. Before a service mesh, every single one of your services had to contain its own complicated code for stuff like security or what to do if a request fails. It was a mess, inconsistent, and a total nightmare to troubleshoot. With a service mesh, all of that logic gets pulled out into one single dedicated layer that you can manage centrally. It's clean, it's consistent, and suddenly you can see everything that's happening.
Okay, so that all sounds pretty great in principle, but here's the real question. Are people actually using this stuff? Or is this just some niche technology for a few giant tech companies? Let's dig into some data from a recent CNCF survey and see what's really going on.
And the answer is a massive yes. A whopping 70% of organizations they surveyed are either already running a service mesh or they're actively looking into one. So this isn't some trend that's on the horizon. It is happening right now.
And if we break that down a little more, it gets even more interesting. A huge 60% of those are already running it in production. That means it's not a test, it's handling real live traffic from actual users. You can see that only about 9% aren't even looking at this technology. The momentum here is just undeniable.
So who are the big players in this space? Well, the survey shows two really clear open source frontrunners, Linkerd and Istio. And the fact that the leaders are open source projects, well, that just shows you how much this whole cloud-native world is driven by the community.
And we're not just talking about people dipping their toes in the water either. The majority of users, we're talking 65% of them, are running their service mesh across multiple Kubernetes clusters, not just one. That shows a really deep, strategic commitment to this technology across their entire infrastructure.
Okay, so we've established that adoption is huge. The next logical questions have to be, why? Why are so many people doing this? And what are the biggest roadblocks they're hitting along the way?
Coming in at number 3, with 62% of people saying this is a key reason, is traffic management. This is the core routing stuff. A service mesh makes really sophisticated deployment strategies, like blue/green deployments, where you can slowly shift traffic over to a new version of your app, so much easier to pull off.
The number 2 driver, and this one's a big one at 78%, is observability. Remember that tangled up mess of communication we talked about? A service mesh gives you one single pane of glass to see absolutely everything. All the logs, all the metrics, all the traces. So you can finally understand what the heck is going on with the health of your entire system.
And the number 1 reason, just barely edging out the others at 79%, is security. It makes perfect sense. In this new world of hundreds of little services, securing the communication between them is absolutely critical. A service mesh can automatically enforce things like encryption for all that traffic, which is a massive security win that takes almost no effort from your developers.
But of course, it's not all sunshine and roses. Like with any really powerful technology, there's a learning curve. And there are some very real challenges when it comes to actually implementing it. The survey was pretty clear about the hurdles people are facing.
The single biggest technical headache, reported by about a third of users, is just getting it to play nice with all their existing systems. Dropping this whole new layer into an already complex environment, yeah, it's not always a simple plug and play. Other big hurdles are making sure it's reliable and dealing with the complexity of setting up all those new security and routing rules.
Which really brings us to our final question here. We've seen a problem of massive complexity, a really elegant solution, and data that shows huge adoption, even with some pretty serious technical challenges. All of this seems to suggest that as our applications get more and more spread out, the kind of control and visibility a service mesh gives you might stop being a nice-to-have and just become an essential, inevitable part of how we build software. What do you think?